If you walk through any neighborhood after dark, you know the glow. Convenience stores, or conveni, serve as the ultimate engines of daily life. The footprint of this industry is staggering. There are over 56,000 stores scattered nationwide, anchoring almost every major intersection and transit hub. Look at this chart tracking convenience store revenue. In 2025, it hit a record 13 trillion yen, projecting unstoppable growth. But when we overlay the actual number of customers over that same period, foot traffic is actively plummeting. To compound the issue, the people fueling this revenue spike have less money in their pockets. Real wages for Japanese citizens fell for 4 consecutive years leading up to this 2025 record. This is the structural reality of the conveni today, an industry engineering record-breaking financial growth while its core customer base begins to disappear. The immediate mathematical answer comes down to the difference between nominal financial growth, the raw amount of money collected at the register, and real demand, which is the actual volume of items people are buying. Inflation is the wedge driving them apart. Food accounts for a massive 60% of convenience store revenue. To keep profits up without terrifying shoppers, the industry leans heavily on stealth inflation, a practice commonly known as shrinkflation. This comparison shows how that plays out on the shelf. Look at a standard bento box from 3 years ago next to today's version. The physical portion size shrinks, but the price tag ticks upward. The stores inflate their sales numbers without needing a single extra person to buy the product. If customers are leaving, the traditional retail playbook says you should slash prices to win the mass market back. So why aren't the convenience stores doing that? They are trapped by their own design. Franchise agreements lock in rigid profit-sharing models that make deep discounts nearly impossible. Add in the immense cost of staffing a store 24 hours a day during a severe nationwide labor shortage, and the profit margins are simply too thin to cut. Meanwhile, competitors like small-format discount supermarkets and drugstores are designed to win on price. They use industrial, bare-bones layouts, sell items in bulk, and subsidize cheap food with high-margin pharmacy goods. Convenience stores know they cannot win a race to the bottom. Instead, they are choosing to lose the mass market price war on purpose, executing a deliberate survival strategy that prioritizes high profit margins over high customer volume. This financial pivot is a direct response to a deeper, unchangeable force, Japan's severe demographic collapse. The customer base itself has drastically aged. Patrons over 50 years old now make up 38% of all convenience store customers. That is nearly double their share from 2003. This older demographic operates under different behavioral economics. They are highly price-sensitive, rarely make impulse purchases, and mostly utilize the stores to buy essential, single-serve meals. At the same time, the younger, high-spending demographic is shrinking. Factor in the rise of telework, which effectively killed the daily commuter rush, and the convenience store's original business model, which relied on high-frequency daily habit purchases, is dead. To survive this vacuum, the industry has to extract more money from fewer visits. They're transforming into dedicated destinations, heavily stocking premium small luxuries and securing exclusive anime collaborations to draw in fans willing to pay a premium. The convenience store has mutated from ubiquitous, egalitarian infrastructure into a selective, experiential retail model that prices out lower-income consumers. This retail evolution reveals something much larger about the macroeconomic reality facing the entire country. Japan has a massive economic vulnerability. Personal consumption, everyday people buying everyday things, accounts for more than half of the nation's entire gross domestic product. This chart illustrates the trap. A massive share of GDP relies on personal consumption, paired directly with a steep downward curve of Japan's population. With the absolute number of consumers permanently shrinking, volume-based economic growth hits a hard ceiling. The convenience store industry serves as a diagnostic tool, a real-time look at how a mature, advanced economy adapts when its citizens pull back. That adaptation relies on a ruthless shift toward efficiency. It means building a system where price-sensitive citizens are quietly filtered out of everyday commercial spaces. Economic decline doesn't always look like abandoned, rusted factories or boarded-up towns. Sometimes it looks like a brilliantly lit premium store, perfectly adapted to serve a shrinking world.